Vice President Vance visited the southern border and he pointed out the progress made in just the last 6 weeks. Watch this.
Because of what Joe Biden did at the southern border for 4 years, we had record increases in migrant crime, in fentanyl deaths, and in just floods and floods of people who shouldn't be in our country who came into the United States of America. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is, as President Trump said last night at the State of the Union, it turns out we didn't need new laws. We didn't need fancy legislation. We just needed a new president of the United States, and thank God that's exactly what we have.
That was a very good line, wasn't it? The New York Times claims the White House is getting frustrated over the pace of deportations. Joining me now, National Border Patrol Council Vice President Art Del Cueto. Art, how do we accelerate deportations? Tom Homan's clearly trying, but how do we get the numbers up?
Well, I think there's several obstacles that obviously Tom Homan's now having to face. One of them is the element of surprise is no longer there. The people, they know that they meant business. They're actually going to come and arrest them. So I think that's one of the big hurdles. The other one that, we've had to deal with at the same time is the leaks. I mean, it's just insane that there's people out there that have worked with ICE that have been leaking the information and telling people where they're going to go. So that's been a big problem that, has been documented and has been spoken about. So those are the main things. I think Tom Homan's doing a fantastic job. Obviously, the men and women, the boots on the ground are doing a great job. They always have. They're always ready to answer the call. But one of those things is that the obstacle is obviously the element of surprise. That's a big issue right now.
One more for you, Art. Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson, he's claiming his city is safer because of its sanctuary city status. Watch this.
The city is also safer because of our welcoming city ordinance. Any actions that amplify fears of deportations make Chicago more dangerous. Those fears cause witnesses and victims to avoid cooperating with police. The cooperation of all people, regardless of their immigration status, is essential to achieving the city's goals of reducing crime and pursuing justice for victims. When there is trust between city's residents and the police, undocumented immigrants come forward to report crimes to local law enforcement and provide information that helps the police solve those crimes.
Art, do you think he has a point?
No, I mean, absolutely not. Look, at the end of the day, what they're supposed to be doing is arresting people that are violating the law. And if you have individuals living in your city that are illegally in the country, that's part of the law. Look, I see agents all the time, Border Patrol agents, when they're out in the field, when they're patrolling, highway interdiction. If they see a crime being committed that's not an immigration crime, they're not going to look away and just say, well, that's not immigration, I'll ignore it. That's not the way the job works. So, no, I think he owes it to his community, his country, and his constituents to make sure that people are following the law, and those that aren't and committing crimes are arrested and brought to the law themselves.
Instead, they're protecting them at great cost to the city and the taxpayer. And that's the truth. Art Del Cueto, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon, Art. Thanks a lot.